Okay, we are going to use what we learned in the prior videos to solve these problems. So it's going to work just like you would solve problems before. We're trying to get x by itself. That is our goal. And we are also going to do that by doing the reverse of order of operations. So I'm trying to get x by itself, and to do that, we're going to reverse the order of operations. So here we go. Here's our first problem. So go ahead and write that down on a piece of paper. We have to get this x alone. Well, before we can even get this x to the fifth, or this x alone, we've got to move this 4. So it's currently being multiplied, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Okay, so that leaves me, and the reason we did that, they cancel. 4 divided by 4 really just gives you a 1. So 1x to the 5th, we don't need to write the 1. And then I have 128 divided by 4, which is 32. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, because we got to get x by itself, is we need to take the 5th root, because that's going to get rid of this exponent. So taking something to the 5th and taking the 5th root, those undo each other. So I'm going to write that on the next line so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. So if you're writing this down in your notes and you refer back to them, it will make a little bit more sense. So I'm taking the 5th root. So this is odd, so I'm only going to have one answer. And I'm going to go into Desmos. Come back. I'm going to go into Desmos here. Remember, you have to go to Functions. And we're going to use this one that has the little nth root here with the radical. So I'm going to type in 5th root of 32. And there's my answer. It's just 2. All right. So here is the other problem that I am making a new video for because I screwed up last time. So if you're viewing this for the first time, welcome. If you're not, I'm sorry about that. So with this one, the reason it's a little bit different is because I have an even root, or an even exponent in this case. We're about to take it, the 4th root of both sides. And because of that, if you remember when we took the square root of things, which is also even, it gave us a positive and a negative answer. So to do this, we're going to get rid of this exponent out here by taking the 4th root of both sides of this problem. Okay, so when we take the 4th root of both sides, oops, this has a 4 on it. Okay, when we do this, that makes this 4 as an exponent go away. So I have x minus 3. Now on this side, I have the 4th root of 21. So I actually have to simplify that in Desmos. So instead of retyping all of this, I'm just going to erase what's there. So that's 4th root 21. Okay, so we're going to just round 2 decimal places. So the hundredths right here. So when I write this, it's going to be 2.14. But, and this is why I'm remaking the video because it was late and I forgot. Things are a little stressful right now, as you can imagine. That this actually gives you a positive and a negative answer. It gives you a positive and a negative answer. That means I actually have to solve really 2 different equations, and I'm going to get 2 different answers. So just like before when we were doing square roots, and remember we broke it into a positive version and a negative version of it. So here's my positive, you don't have to have the sign, and here is my negative version. And then I'm going to solve each of these. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And again, the reason I'm adding 3 is because I'm subtracting. So cancel that guy out. I'm left with just x. That's my goal, to get that alone. Okay, and then this becomes 5.14. You'll notice in big ideas, they have these little squiggly marks. That means approximately. That's because we're rounding here. So really, this is approximately 5.14. All right, and then we'll do the other side. Oh my goodness, I put minus on both of them. No, I did it right. I am going to add 3 to both sides still. Oh my. Okay, so here's my x. Now, this one is where the negative is, not this. This is where my negative is. So instead of having a a positive here and then adding it, and I get 5.14 before. This time I have negative 2.14 plus 3. And if you're not comfortable doing that in your head, you can just go over here to Desmos, because remember, Desmos does everything for you. You can do these calculations, negative 2.14 minus 3. Oh, sorry, that's plus 3. Okay, there we go, 0.86. 0.86. And again, this is really approximately 0.86. So really Big Ideas likes you to have these because technically that's what it is. But these are our two answers. So just to kind of summarize all of that, if you are taking an even nth root, you are actually going to get a plus and a minus, and that affects these multi-step equations because you have to actually do a plus version. That's what I did here, and a minus version. That's what I did here. Okay, good luck. Please contact us with questions.